how did you guys not notice that I had missed 2 episodes of Ascendance Bookworm? I didn't even notice until I was binging it with my friend because I was getting her into the show. And we watched the 2 episodes, and I was like, wait a minute, I've never seen this before. Oh, and one thing I do not get. Is someone going to give us the correct pronunciation of Justice's name? Because I've been saying Justice. Trash Your Waifu has been saying Eustace. The anime has been saying Eustachius. What's the correct pronunciation with this? Because I have no clue. Have I been saying it wrong this whole time? Or am I actually right? Because I don't even know if Eustachius is actually the right pronunciation. Because Eckert is right. But I don't know. But yeah, Justice might pride himself on information gathering and being perceptive, I should say, of, things around him and everything because he's an information gatherer. But how did he not notice mine leaving the Gilberta Company? I don't get it. But yeah, I missed the 2 side stories, so I did them, and they're both in the same video. So you guys are getting 2 for the price of 1. But yeah, Justice isn't very good at information gathering, despite the fact that that's his specialty. And we get to see him cross-dress, but we don't get to see him cross-dress as a girl yet. Oh, that's not till probably season 7, 6, 7, something like that. That should probably be 7 or 8. Because that's in volume 16. No, was it 15 or 16? I can't remember, but that's way in the future. Anyway, Ferdinand tries to get them to go get information on mine, and he gives them the gist of what he knows, which is that she runs a studio, they sell plant paper, she lives in the lower city close to the South Gate, and that, what her name is. That's all they know. And everybody they ask immediately becomes wary of those 2 because everybody in the lower city seems to know everybody. Or at least near where mine and them live because everybody knows everybody. So the fact that these 2 who are asking questions don't even know who she is an immediate red flag to them, and they start getting suspicious and not wanting to say anything. Heck, lets his mother beats up on Justice. Unnoble. Actually, what am I saying? He could easily use that against her because isn't he an archnoble or something? I can't remember. I think Justice is an archnoble. He could have easily used that opportunity to have her killed because she just beat up on him. I mean, he was in disguise, and I imagine that he couldn't, cause problems, because this would cause problems for Ferdinand down the line, but, yeah, that wasn't a good move. But, yeah, everybody was suspicious of this guy. So nobody was giving him information. And poor Eckert couldn't stand the smell, and I know that those 2 are not used to those smells, because, I mean, everybody else who lives in the lower city, they're probably nose blind. They don't smell it. Or they've gotten used to it because they've lived there for so long. So it doesn't bother them. But these 2, Eckert got sick and couldn't get out of bed because of the bad smell. Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, Eckert was essentially useless, and I love that he is in this because he's a freaking Ferdinand fanboy. And, yeah, that book that mine had seen in the first episode of the show came into play again. And, yeah, Justice bought it. And I'm assuming gave it to Ferdinand, who put it in his own private collection where mine couldn't get her grubby little hands on it because it's a magic book. And you really don't want mine reading that book yet. I don't care what magic's in it, it's magic, and magic is from nobles like Ferdinand said, and mine has nowhere near gotten to that point yet. So no way is she getting to read that book. But, yeah, I don't know how much he paid. I think he paid 3 small golds for it. I think. Or were those large golds? I'm assuming those were small golds. But yeah, they weren't able to get much information from all this at all. But yeah. The only way they were able to get any kind of information was when they broke into the Merchants Guild, which, I mean, yes, it's a guild, and they were easily able to break in because, they have staffs, and they're nobles, and they know magic and everything, and nobles aren't able to deal with that, but that's seriously a security breach right there that would normally guard against most regular people, but if any nobles decided to get into their heads to go and rob the place, they wouldn't be able to do anything. So, yeah. Then they started going and asking the crafts people, and they started telling him that Mine is a strange girl. And from what I still love the fact that she was heading home, and he did not even notice her. Even if he couldn't see her from the front, all he had to do was look behind him, and he would have seen her. I'm assuming that Ferdinand gave him a description of what she looked like. So, I mean, the fact that he didn't see her coming out of the Gilberta company should have been a red flag in itself that he's not very good at his job. Or I don't know, maybe the smell distracted him, I don't know. Anyway, that's with that side story. And the next one is Mine getting called to Mrs. Karina's workshop to discuss the hairpins, or to discuss her baptism outfit, and Thule and her mother want to go with her. And they're all freaking out because, I mean, Mrs. Karina is has the head of her own her own studio, so Thule wants to join that studio someday, and she actually does. So they're all freaking out. Mine is as cool as a cucumber on this. And Karina asked about wanting to sell the hairpins in her own studio, and Mine interjects before Thule can say yes, and says only for the right price. And she essentially tells her mom and sister, yeah, this is our winter handiwork. If we lose out on being able to make the hairpins, we're going to lose out a lot of money. And they call Benno up, and she starts negotiating with Benno. And afterwards, she ends up selling the rights to the hairpins for, dang it, what did mine say? 1 large gold and 7 small golds. That's a lot. That is a lot.